Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Wanderstop. Last time we left off, this very sassy person showed up that doesn't seem to like me very much. I guess we will talk to them. What is that? Is that my tea? Oh, interesting. You can see that on the thing. Yeah, it's done. Hey you, give me that. What are you doing? That's mine. We'll go back and forth to shake the item out of the Pluffin's mouth. Give me that. That is mine. Here, I'll give you a pet instead. There you go. How about that? There you go. Now this is mine. Sorry I had to rob you, Pluffin. But somebody might need this. Okay, what's up? Nice. There's a cat sculpture. The hell? How did you get set up so quickly? Let's say die? It sure does. That's right here we're open for business. You ready for profits? Are you ready for marketing? You ready to get your face kicked in with savings? And come on down and see Nana, losers. Alright, here I am. And what of it? What can I buy? I'm ready to see the shop. Ready to confront the crushing Buddha competition? Fine by me. Behold, consumerism! My mug. Candle. Lil meow meow. I want lil meow meow. I can't buy any of this. Yeah? What is it? What does this icon mean? Is this your face? Can't possibly be this dense. Those are nanobucks. That's how much they cost. Okay, fine, but I don't have nanobucks. I've never heard of a nanobuck. Never heard of a nanobuck? Are you a small business owner? Nanobuck's the international currency. Nanobuck's the gold standard. I think you're making this up. I'm not making this up. How dare you accuse me of deceit? That's it. You're gonna make me... Where is it? Here we go. Professor Currency's All-in-One Book of Economics, Volume 1. This is infant stuff. It's pathetic they even need to give this to you. Well, you're an infant. No, we wouldn't say that. Thanks, then. I'll use this information to crush you. Huh. Volume 1, you wish. Let's talk when you're at Volume 12. Now that's economics. Volume 12. I still have nightmares about Volume 12. How about if I sell you something in exchange for nanobucks? Talking about a barter? Sure. I'll bring you something and you can buy it off me. Say this thing first, Missy. I'm committing to nothing until it's in front of me. Alright, I'll bring you an item. Give me just a minute. Okay. Let's read Professor Currency's Guide to Economics. Welcome, reader, to the vast, strange, unfathomably beautiful, unfathomably terrifying world of economics. If you picked up this book, it's because you've made the decision to dedicate your life to the study of economic theory. You've chosen well. My name's Professor Currency, and I will be your guide on this multi-volume dissection of the many fascinating facets of economics. First, an admonishment. Do not be daunted by the complex nature of what you're about to read. The pursuit of economic study is demanding, rigorous, and often physically painful. This is normal. Pain is economics entering the body. Rest assured that whatever struggles you face in comprehending this knowledge, you will be rewarded tenfold once you fully understand it. Armed with a fierce comprehension of economic theory, you will become an unstoppable machine of intellect and charisma. So where to begin? How does one dive into a field as rich and dense as economics? Well, let us start with a brief history. Economics did not exist prior to the Crimson Age. Up until this time, all goods and services were given random values. These values could change arbitrarily at any time for any reason. A loaf of bread might cost 10 grimlets in the morning, and at 3 p.m. the price would suddenly leap to 85,000 grimlets. While the price could then drop to half a grimlet by 4 p.m., by then the bread market was already in shambles. It was a terrible way to live, and every day tens of thousands of people simply died from overexerting their brains trying to figure the system out. However, at the beginning of the Crimson Age, the government decided that enough was enough. Their solution was to form the Special Committee to stop money-related thinking deaths. I gotta move away from this stupid music. Oh, hello, you look metal. Also, another package? Okay, I'm gonna stand right here. Exerting their brains to figure the system out. However, at the beginning of the Crimson Age, the government decided that enough was enough. Their solution was to form the Special Committee to stop money-related thinking deaths. which gathered once every 3 months for an hour to discuss and deliberate on a brand new system of valuing goods and services. And after 6 months of congregation, they had invented the system which we use to this very day. Economics. Under this new and profound ideology, goods and services would be given prices that correspond directly with their value. It was a change that produced drastic and immediate impact upon the entire world. While many were happy to have a consistent and reliable method of valuing items, for others it was disastrous. A significant number of merchants had gotten rich selling services like a cold bag of gross ugly rocks, by simply waiting for the exact moment when their service was very reasonably priced, while all other services were unavoidable. Yet, while there was complaint, for the most part this new system was widely accepted and adopted. Quickly, vendors began to ask questions like, what will consumers actually want to pay money for? And is there a situation where the market values a cold bag of gross ugly rocks more than literally all other commodities? These questions became the cornerstone of economic study, and the ugly rock test is the first principle taught in most 101 economic classes. While it's certainly true that the specifics of market value are quite different today than they were in the Crimson Age, the fundamental underlying tenets of economic theory are the same now as they were back then. It continues to be true that customers want things, or consumers want things, and are willing to pay for a good if the price is commensurate with its value. It continues to be true that a cold bag of ugly, gross rocks is a tremendously difficult, though not impossible, item to advertise as being the most valuable commodity a person can possibly own. And it continues to be true that everybody wants to make money, which means that in some sense, everybody is an economist. Of course, some of us are more of an economist than others, since we went to school for it and physically fought one another in tournament-style and gladiatorial arenas to earn our diplomas. I'm having a hard time reading today, apparently. My brain and mouth don't work. But on more of a theoretical and not very real level, every single person in today's world is an economist. This concludes our discussion of the history of economics, but what are the practical implications of economic theory in today's world? How can economics best be used for personal gain? And what about the Economist Combat Tournament I mentioned, and the light implication of packed arenas around the world where such tournaments are held? Several of these questions will be answered in Currency Guide to Economics 2. Join me in the next book as we dive further into the unfathomably, unintelligibly, illegibly beautiful world of economics. That thing just stole my thing. Come here. It's mine. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. You put that down. You cute little dork. That is mine. I was reading about economics that I really didn't want to read about, but I feel like I owed myself to read about it. Hi. To the person who has been sending me packages, Detective Greyline here. Got your second package, and lo and behold, it contained the exact evidence I needed in the case of Mrs. Oxford, and the haunted clock that appeared in her window every evening. Sending you the clock in question, it's very likely not haunted. I'll be honest, this one was vexing me for years, and the fact you solved it by just sending me the answer is quite troubling for a detective as accomplished and capable as I. In fact, it is the second time you've solved a case for me in this fashion. When will it stop? When will I, Detective Greyline, solve another case purely of my own intellect? I didn't get to be a celebrity sleuth by being handed the answers. Mark my words, I will solve the next case before you're able to solve it for me. The race is on. I have bad news. I have another parcel. There you go. Oh, I really didn't want to learn about the specifics of economic theory in this world, and that people apparently bought gross, ugly bags of rocks. There's a reason I never took a lot of math. Well, I only took one math course in college. Hate math. Hate economics. Alright, so trinket. Cute little purple clock. Oh, that is a cute clock. I like that a whole bunch. That should be right here. Oh, that's not even. I want it to be like in the middle of everything. I think that's more even. Yeah, that's like the middle of the shelf. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. What are you doing in here? I don't know if you're just allowed in here. Do I hear purring? Oh, that's this thing again, isn't it? We'll turn it to doggy. Thought I just heard random purring. One of my cats was in here for a second. What are you doing, you little dorks? So, we do have to decorate this thing. Because, I made the big boo-boo last time. Where I screwed it all up. So, how about we just, use some of our seeds here. Oh, you can't just plant them directly in? Unfortunate. Sure. Just do a bunch of this. There. And put that away. Let's water. Maybe I want to keep you. Actually. Maybe I want to keep you. Okay, we're probably good on these things now, so I'm just gonna pick you up and put you right there. Alright, let's pick you up. Put you right here. You over here. So you can just steal these things after the plant egg grows, huh? Kind of interesting. I wouldn't have expected that. You can just swipe them. And then if I water these, the hot dogs will probably still grow. Yes, they will. Interesting, interesting. Let's grow a bunch of seeds, I guess. There we go. Alright. That's probably enough seeds. It's basically all the ones I used I just got back, so... Cool. Pots. Gimme. Sure. You go right there. You go right here. And then I just need like 2 more. So we'll just plant like 2 of, these. Boom. Boom. And then we pot them. And now Boro will be happy with me. Yes. I did the thing. Hey Boro, did you see? I did it right this time. Die. I dislike you. Not you, the brambles. Don't worry, your life is not in danger. Boro, the old woman over there is trying to run Wanderstop out of business. I see. Should we be concerned? No, she doesn't seem to make any money. Oh, I see. In that case, I am presenting my plan to handle the situation. Do nothing. What do you think of Boro's business plan? It's ambitious. Indeed, I am having even greater ambitions for the future, such as do something. But this is for future Boro. Today's Boro will do nothing. Yeah, no. Today Quasi does that a lot, but then future Boro never does anything. Or future Quasi. To be honest with you, I am not especially worried about our new competition. Perhaps it will even be fun. Yes, surely fun is the primary goal of all competition between businesses. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't sound horrible. Where's that metal person that we saw? They seemed kind of wild. Well, we've done a good job decorating the place now. I think. Oh, hey, the stop sign's still here. So that did survive, it just got moved. I'm gonna put it right beside the bench, because then it's like a, hey, stop and rest, take care of yourself sign. You know? That seems like a good call to me. The only problem is, like, turning it is a little weird. Yeah, let's put it right there. Who are you? You look like Nakali from Street Fighter 5? Would have been it? A fine day to you. Hi, this is Wanderstop. It's tea shop. You don't say, how marvelous. A cup of tea sounds most restorative, but I would ask that you allow me a moment of rest. On a journey such as mine, one's strength must be minded carefully at all times. Rest is the utmost priority. Once I am recuperated, you can be certain we will discuss tea at length. Are you a fighter? So you've noticed, I am indeed a warrior by trade. Currently in my 2nd year fighting for the minor circuit and none too upset with my record. Do allow me a small moment to boast. Perhaps you recognize my mask. It was a gift from the Vindian Empress, given only to the warriors she sees as most honorable. Those who seek honor and respect in combat rather than victory alone, she saw this in me. I carry her blessing everywhere on my body and in my heart. I'm a fighter too. Truly, why yes, now that I'm paying attention, I see the poise and balance in your stance. Of course, I see it clearly now, another warrior like myself here in the woods. It's fate that brings us together, yes? Surely it is. Please tell me a tale of combat. I wish to know of your journey and your strengths. Well... I used to be undefeated in battle. Ah, yes, I can recall my own first loss, an educating time. Well, I didn't really lose. It's more like... Okay, this is a weird question. Have you ever suddenly lost your strength for no apparent reason? Like it just sort of left you? This is unfamiliar to me. I've never felt disconnected from my power. Oh. Guess I can tell you about it. I spent the last 8 years doing tournament fights in the combat arena. Wait. No. Alta? Sorry. Do we know each other? You're the warrior Alta. This is you? Yes. My heavens. My heavens, what a beautiful and surprising world we live in. The warrior Alta is before me, the strongest fighter of the modern era. You know me? Know you? I've been to see you fight twice. I saw you at the Royal Arena 3 years ago. How do I say, it changed my life truly. In fact, because of that fight, I began using a false advance in combat. I'd only ever been using a serpentine advance. But the false advance gave me more flexibility when disarming opponents. Fought a guy once who literally used nothing. The serpentine advance is still most effective at safely closing distance. I'll often follow up the false advance with a quick weight shift. Yeah. Try to ease into the opponent's offhand if they're armed. Interesting. What do you gain from shifting the weight? If I don't have the reach advantage, it lets me approach faster. Gives me a way to muddle the opponent's weapon focus. Ah, interesting. I will have to try it for myself. Oh, and the second time I saw you, it was just last fall. You fought Lady Ashe in Speria. Right. Yeah, I remember. It was a good match. Please, do not ply me with your false modesty. You wiped the floor with her. She put up a fight. She actually would have been fine if she knew how to switch stances. Perhaps, but the advantage was obvious. Your movement simply could not be matched. Now I've run into you purely by fate, here in the middle of nowhere. And you're running a tea shop, is that right? Yeah, yes. This is what I do now. Ah, Warrior Alta, I am astounded once again by you. You've discovered a new form of training in the most unconventional location. Making tea, I never would have thought to try it. What new abilities will this unlock for you in combat? Does it strengthen poise, or is it mental training? No, wait, do not tell me. I only wish to see the results. You surpassed us all once again. I am stunned, but not surprised. Thank you? Oh my, apologies. I never introduced myself. My name is Ren. I've come to these woods seeking personal growth to find new strength. Meeting you has affirmed that I am walking an honorable path. It's really nice to talk to another person like me. I haven't talked to another fighter in a while. But of course, Warrior Alta, you and I are kin. We share a common destiny. It's fate that we have met here. I believe this with all my heart. I guess, let me know if you want tea. Tea, of course. In all the excitement, I had nearly forgotten. Yes, let's have a cup. You don't need to rest first? How can I possibly rest? I am flush with enthusiasm. No, a cup of tea right now sounds perfect. Sure. What would you like? I must say, meeting you here has reminded me of the passion I felt in my youth. Back then, the world felt spontaneous and alive. True gifts of surprise and delight feel rarer and rarer to come by as I get older. Seeing you here has felt like a call to action, to be inspired and to chase what feels most alive. Please, won't you bring me a cup of tea that calls to mind passion and the pursuit of one's dreams? That is what I desire most right now. I'll do my best. Thank you! Alright. You have very long hair. Very, very long hair. Quite luxurious. Okay, so now question. What, gives you a call to action? Change tab. Consuming reminds you of those who wrong you, makes you nostalgic for something you never experienced. No matter how hard you think about it, you compare it to, known to infuriate some. Ages you by 1 minute. First day you met your best friend. Temporary amnesia? Completely tasteless, returns you to thoughts to a time of innocence. Tends to make one overly confident in their ability to do math. Oh. Wow, I do not know which one of those you want. Not at all. That's gonna be hard. Where did you go? There you are. You walked over there fast. Okay, friend. I'm gonna need to talk to you a little bit more about that. Can you remind me? Hello again. I am very eagerly awaiting this cup of tea. So, you said you want a tea that makes you think of passion. I don't entirely know what that means. Please, I implore you not to overthink the matter. Simply trust your instincts. Whichever manner of tea gives you some feeling of passion, I will be delighted to drink. Okay, so you're saying don't overthink it. Okay, what makes me think of passion? Makes you nostalgic for something you never actually experienced. Or consuming it reminds you of those who have wronged you. That could be passion. Puff Pod could also be passion. Causes a burning sensation in the feet. Possible to quite place. Tastes like the day you first met your best friend. Tart, sticky, and high in caffeine. I feel like I would go with Puff Pod or Azzy Fruit. I think Azzy Fruit. I think Azzy Fruit is what I would choose. So we're gonna go Azzy Fruit. I mean, I feel like thinking of the day I met my best friend, which I mean I don't even know that I have a best friend really, but I think I think that would be passionate. There we go. At least not anymore. I've definitely had people across my life that I would consider best friends at different points, but, you know, people change and all that. Let's see. Oh, I'm out of water. Yeah, that's the thing. Fill. Suppose these days the closest person I have to my best friend would be my wife, but it wouldn't feel like the day I met my best friend. It would feel like the day I met my wife. So, all right, we made that. Now we go make some tea out of it. Let's grab you a cup. Hey, Boro. I've got work to do. Alright, we need to go all the way up. Remember to actually heat the tea this time, since I totally forgot to do that one of the previous times. Like a fool. Yeah, slap that bellows. Feed some oxygen into that fire. I feel like it didn't always make some of these noises that it's making. Okay. Get back on the ladder. We need to toss an Azzy fruit in there. And a T-ball. And then we kick. And we come down here. And I make some tea. There we are. Alright, friend. I have your tea. Oh, we also have an update at the mailbox. Tea! Tea, 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 tea. Here. Here you go. Passion tea. Excellent. Let's have a taste. Oh. We get to see your face. My goodness, are there Azzy fruits in this? What a fascinating selection. Azzy fruits always remind me of my very first training partner and closest friend, Shar. Shar and I came up together as fighters and pushed one another to grow and become better. Truly, I've never known a shared passion with another person like I did Shar. Yet I pushed too hard. I cared so much about growth at all costs, and it left me cold to his needs as a person. Yes, I drove him away. I was careless. I often think of the work we could have done together if I'd been kinder. It was one of my only regrets. Perhaps one day I will find a way to reconcile with him, I hope. Passion is a great thing, Warrior Alta, but it can blind a person as well. I am sure you know this. I will learn from my mistakes as I channel my passion into the world. Yes, I am very grateful for the tea you have brought me. It is exactly what I hoped for. Thank you. Say, as long as I have your ear for a moment, I must ask you something. There's a story that I've heard about you, and I simply must inquire whether it's true or not. Sure. Go ahead. Let's not assume what you're asking. It is interesting that you specifically reacted to... It seemed like I could have given you anything, but you specifically reacted to the Azzy fruit in particular, so I'm wondering if you have a specific reaction to all the fruit, or if there's like a few that you can choose that are the correct answers. Or if there really is just... Rin will say something to every single option. Go ahead. You were trained in sword combat by the old master Ironheart, were you not? See, there's a tale I've heard told a number of times about your training with him. I've heard it said that at your graduation from his school, you boasted of your unparalleled skill. Apparently Master Ironheart, widely regarded as the foremost expert in modern sword combat, was so disgruntled by your hubris that he contrived to humiliate you. He personally challenged you to a longsword duel, his own preferred weapon, on your very graduation day. And I am told, Warrior Alta, that you in fact disarmed him right there in front of the student body. Of course, all who were in attendance would have been strictly ordered to never speak of it. But with you here in front of me, I simply must ask, is it true? I'm ordered by oath to never speak of that situation. What can I say? He got arrogant and I taught him a lesson. Ah, so it is true! I will admit I was hard-pressed to believe it when I first heard. As I look into your eyes now, I do not doubt that it is true. You speak with conviction. Thank you for indulging me. I promise I will not speak a word of it outside this conversation. Bye. So long. You're an interesting character. Alright, I think I'll end off over here, I suppose, because we are going to need to check that next time. Of course, I guess we always spawn at the bench, so... I didn't do one of the, tea reading memory things this time, but we'll get to it next time, so... I gotta get this video up. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.